No problem.
Right. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ringside Fracas. I'm your host, Naeem, and today I'm joined by my regular Sams. How are you, Sams?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Obviously, just watching that to get a thrashing, but just that's football, so we're gonna keep it boxing related because I enjoy it.
And today we're joined by a very, very special guest, the British light heavyweight champion, Dan Azeez. Dan, how are you, sir?
What's going on, man? I'm good, thank you.
Well, we're good, bro. So we're just gonna get started. I've always been interested. I've never actually had a conversation with a boxer before. This is my first, so but I'm always
Really?
Yeah.
And you lot things called ringside.
These guys have had it. I've never had it because I've joined recently.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to hook you up with some boxers so you can interview them on a more regular basis.
Yeah, man, we're more than happy to do that, man. Anyone that can come through.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, how did you get into the sport of boxing? What was your sort of inspirations in boxing?
I just used to watch some YouTube videos, and I think at uni, I just used to do it out of boredom, and then I thought I'd just join a local club, and then from there I just started competing. Started competing properly for like an amateur boxing club. But prior to that, when I was younger, I'd go in and out of gyms and stuff, but nothing serious. So yeah, I guess just watching some of the greats, watching them on YouTube and stuff, inspired me.
Yeah, what is that kind of, would you say, piqued your style, or kind of developed your style on, or was there anyone that you kind of watched more often?
No, at the time it was a lot of people that were very like knockout friendly. Like I used to watch David Hay, Jean Pascal. Can't remember. It's a long while ago, boy. Mike Tyson, obviously.
Yeah.
Just Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, people who had a lot of knockouts but made it look good. So yeah, that's what enticed me to want to really get into boxing and stuff.
Kind of translates in your style as well. Like, we see you go out there and try and get them out of there. You don't really sit back,
Yeah, that's the aim of the game, man. You don't get paid overtime like they say,
exactly.
All the fans, they that's what they really come to watch anyway. Knockouts, brutality. No one really wants to see the art of boxing, and there's pugilists and stuff, but what attracts people to come and watch boxing is they want to see a knockout.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
You said you started at university. I'm a university student myself, so I was wondering, like, how did you juggle, the uni life, and your course, and also doing, juggling an amateur boxing career as well?
I didn't really have to juggle. I just had a good balance. You studied during the day, and then in the evening I'd go and hit the bags, hit mitts, go and train. So it was a good balance. It weren't more to do with I'm struggling or I need to juggle. No, it was a good balance for me, and I think in uni I needed that. So it was quite easy, yeah.
I'm finding it quite difficult now to juggle anything. I'm not even doing an amateur boxing career, but yeah, that's amazing to hear. Recently, you've had a big win over Hosea Burton for the British light heavyweight title at the SSU Arena, and a lot may argue, I'll say this as well, you stole the show for that entire show. It was a brilliant, dominant, completely dominant win. I mean, from start to finish, you just had him. Talk us through that entire win. Like, how did you feel going into it, and then in the fight? Was there any moment did you pick up where you thought, this fight's now mine, because everything's just clicking?
Obviously when you go into a fight, you got to have some sort of confidence anyway. So prior to anything clicking or everything going your way, you go in there with that mindset. Yeah, this is mine anyway. But yeah, just from the start, I was outboxing him, and Jose is a good boxer. So from then I knew already, it's the beginning of the end. For short, stocky dude is outboxing a tall boxer. Do you know what I mean? It's the writings on the wall, and I just felt stronger than him. I wanted it more. On that day, nothing was going to stop me from getting that title. So Yeah, it was a good win. I was happy it was live on Sky Sports. A lot of people saw it. Yeah, the platform was great. And yeah, every time I've been on Sky, I've always won a title. Like, it's not the first time I've been on Sky. I boxed for the Southern area on Sky. I boxed for the English title on Sky. But it was the YouTube. It was the YouTube bit, so it was the undercard of like the main fights, and then yeah, British title box on Sky as well. So it looks like Sky's my good is a good omen for me.
Yeah. You know what I liked about that win, yeah? That even the way they kind of blew it up, you see Tyson Fury was there, and there was a massive support for Jose, and then
yeah, of course,
they was talking about how, and as well, I kind of get jarred a lot by commentators, isn't it? The way they kind of depict a fighter and say what they have to do and how fighters should win and so forth. And even just watching you beat him to the jab was like, yeah, let's talk about how his jab is such a great jab. But you were there and you looked like he was so
exactly.
Pumped.
No, that's obviously like you said, it's Tyson Fury's cousin. You know, it was built for him to win, built for him to go on. And do you know what I mean? I'm sure Sky would love for every time, you know, if Hosea won, every time he fights on Sky or something, he brings Fury. Do you know what I mean? It was built for him to win, but not on my watch. Even after the fight, they were in the Sky cameras and everything were in his changing room. He's the loser, but they're in his changing room. But obviously, I get it because Fury's there. Come on, that's like the best heavyweight on the planet. You know, one of the biggest stars in boxing. So I get it. But yeah, I didn't let that deter me. I knew what I had to go and do, and I went and done it. Simple. So yeah, but yeah, it's true what you're saying about the commentators and that sometimes they chat a lot of rubbish, and even prior their predictions and stuff, you know, saying, you know, Dan's probably the one that will get stopped and this, that, and the third. But yeah, and me and my team know what work we do. We know how what we bring to the table. So yeah, it was just about demonstrating it on the night.
Yeah, you get that same confidence and the same attitude the whole way through, like it never wavered. And I was saying, I remember when we was talking about it, I was saying Dan's gonna win that fight. I just feel like he's the stronger guy in there. So as much as they're talking about his jab, I think he's gonna get inside. And you literally just and you said it as well, and they just executed it. So
yeah.
And after that, it's like now the recognition is there on a proper like public forum where you get some people that watch boxing and they'll catch on to certain names. And
for sure.
And I'm gonna say it straight up and down, like with the lightweight division, like heavyweight division, you've got certain names that are popping up, they're kind of established in the British level, but your name's been there, but it was easy to kind of drop you out.
Of course. Now, even still now, I still feel like, you know, they're still trying to, you know, side like bypass me, but it's only a matter of time. The cream always rises to the crop. It's, you know, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and there's only so long. Whether it's writers, whether it's the public, whether it's the pundits, whatever, it's only so long they can deny me, because, you know, they're still mentioning certain names, but leaving me out of it. But yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's just that's what drives me and gives me more fuel. So it is what it is.
They should be mentioning you more, because as you said, you've won the Southern area, you won the English, and you won the British light heavyweight titles, and you're the first British light heavyweight to win all of the British boxing border control titles. I mean, out of everyone that is in the domestic level, you're the only one that's done that, and that should be talked about more, in my opinion.
Yeah, some of the lads that are in the top, like the top boys in the light heavyweight division, the domestic light heavyweight division, haven't even won the British. Because it's easier not to go that path. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier to fight these European guys, you know, that are ranked high, but they're shit. But to fight each other, it's more risky, and do you know what I mean? So that's why I like when I hear that, you know, maybe Buatsi and Craig Richards are gonna fight, or, you know, when I see Yard and Lyndon fighting and stuff. We need more of that. I think that's good. We can, you know, mix it up ourselves and, you know, create our own little tournament, our own kind of dynasty, you know, and so years to come, when we're not even boxing, people can bring that up. Yeah, do you remember when this guy, that guy, that heavyweight division the UK was mad them times and stuff, and that's what we need to do. Not every time just bounce. You know, maybe if someone does win the British, bounce and try and I'm gonna go for a world title or book some guy that no one's ever heard of in Europe and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see, man. Because even me, I've got the British now. I'm thinking, who's there to even defend it against? Like most of the guys that were ranked above me or whatnot, they're not gonna want to fight for the British title. They're not gonna want to fight me for the British title. Definitely not. And then the ones below, they're a bit too below. So, do you know what I mean? I'm in a weird position, but anyway, I'm open to any offers. We'll see what happens. So, yeah.
Come on. I was gonna say that straight away. That I remember when you grabbed that and the names started kind of floating around, I was saying straight up and down, you know what? We can see like we've got enough here on the domestic scene where we can literally create our own Super Six of that light heavyweight division where win or lose, everyone's gonna propel anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like no one's career should be done at the end of that. It's more so, okay, domestically, this guy's the number one guy, and you guys can go off and go and conquer the European and world scene. It doesn't have to be we're gonna all avoid each other.
Yeah.
Avoid each other until we get to a certain point where and
yeah,
I get it from a business perspective. Everyone says the money's got to be right and in the pot and
right. So yeah, for sure.
And it's going to be for a world title, but we don't need to. Back in the day, we had the Nigel Benns, Eubanks. Like we can have that from the light heavyweight. I don't know why that doesn't take place to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we'll see anyway, man. We'll see how what plays out, and hopefully, we can get these fights and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to it.
So I know you said you're in a bit of a weird space. What do you envision next? Like, what would you like next?
I've said it to everyone. Yeah, I'd like to probably get the Commonwealth now, Commonwealth, and then maybe push on from there. But I know Yard's got the Commonwealth, so he's obviously in the next position to fight for the WBO or something like that. So I don't know if he would want to defend it, fight me for it. So do you know what I mean? But that, me personally, that's the next title that I would like to get, the Commonwealth.
Okay.
You're going through the proper, levels where you've done Southern, you've done English, British, now you want to do Commonwealth. Do you find going through that in your career is helping you to develop more rather than that sort of how Samson puts on the podcast sometimes, the matchroom belt, where you fight just the names rather than
for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. It's I do it because it's for my own development. If I could have fought Hosea, if I fought Hosea maybe a year or 2 years before, you don't know what the result would have been. He could have beaten me, he could have knocked me out. Everything's all about timing, and that's why I take my steps and strides, and it's a step at a time. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in no crazy rush. I ain't the youngest, but I'll end up where I end up. So I'm not trying to, I need to get to this spot, and then I get there and then I'm fumbling. Do you know what I mean? I want to make sure that whenever I get to whatever position I'm at, I'm ready. So yeah, it's more so for my own development. It's for my legacy as well, and yeah.
I'd like to say I call that, doing it the ground up, not running from the grind. That this is the proper route. Like that's the route there that should be heralded.
Yeah, definitely, man. You have to earn. I believe this day and age now, if you can sell a ticket, you chat shit on Instagram, got bare TikTok followers or whatever, you get signed by a big promoter. And I get it's business and it's about money and they're in it for the money and whatnot, but not everyone deserves to be where they are. Actually, let me not. I've said that wrong, but I mean, like, you have to earn your way. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's not about my first fight, I need to be, on this show and no, you have to earn it. You don't want to go on TV and stink the place out, because this is where you're at the forefront of boxing, and this is where everyone will judge on whether boxing's good, boxing shit, boxing should be mainstream or not. You can't. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with going on the road and fighting on these dingy small hall shows and just building yourself so that when you do get in front of the big lights, you could be a You could be like someone that's what's the word, an ambassador for the sport and show, yeah, this is why you guys need to tune into our team because this is what we're showing. You don't want to go on there and then you're seeing some shit guys. Do you know what I mean? On Sky or BT or whatever, you're seeing some shit guys. It's gonna turn people off, man. They're not gonna be interested. Do you know what I mean? You look at UFC. There's a reason why not anyone can just get on the UFC. They choose the correct people that's gonna make UFC look like. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna make UFC look prop. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think that's the same in boxing. That's what they should. You need to earn your way, man. So
that as well. Man. That's what you're saying. For what you're saying, yeah. When you actually clock it, a lot of people that they effectively have a good following or they're good with the social media angle to kind of get it. Yeah, they'll beat 10, like let's be honest, like trash cans.
Exactly, and then when it's time to step up,
and they get rolled over. It happens so much. Literally so much.
That's what but like I'm not even condemning like social media and all that because at the end of the day, times change and you have to. If you don't roll with the times, you're gonna just perish. I get it, but in our sport, there's only so much like under them lights, you can't lie in it. The truth always comes out. So, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do your due diligence. So that's basically what I've done in my career. I didn't have the best amateur career and whatnot. So I knew when it came to the pros, I have to work diligently and, really have to earn my way before I'm on them lights. And every time I have been on, like I put on a good show. So
yeah, facts.
Hopefully you'll be seeing more of me on these on the bigger and better platforms.
Yeah.
You made a good point about the fact that you have to have a balance of two, where there are some fighters where we rate them highly, but there's not enough exposure behind them. So that's the other side of the spectrum. Like, for example, Terence Crawford. I mean, let's be real. Yeah. He's pound for pound one of the best fighters, but he's not that big in terms of profile. Same with Inoue or any of the pound for pound fighters you look at. So there is that side of the argument where those guys need more promotion. Do you think that's down more to them or the promoter or both?
Yeah, both, because your promoter, it says it in the name, promoter. You're there to promote your show. You're there to promote your fighter. It's your job. But in terms of Terence Crawford, like, come on, he's a multi-millionaire. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, he should have teams and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, to do, but I think from what I've heard, it's just in his nature. He's not about that. He's not really interested in it. He just likes to just get on with it. He's very much an old school fighter. He just wants to get the job done, train with the people that he's, comfortable with, go home and spend time with his family. He's not, and everyone has the right to be like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Not everyone wants a camera in their face. And like, I get people like, oh, can you do like a day of training and whatnot? Like, sometimes when you're training, you ain't got time to be, if you're training, you ain't got time to be filming yourself and this, that. Like, our work is brutal, man. Do you know what I mean? But like, obviously, at that level, Terence Crawford's level, I would say, like, he should naturally just have like a team of people that are just, filming him or whatnot. Yeah, like, but I get it. Some people just, hey man, I'm not interested in that. I just want to get on with the boxing, like, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Speaking of Terence Crawford, there's a question that's divided opinion in ringside. So I'm going to get your take on it. Terence Crawford or Errol Spence?
Wait. Before you answer this, Before you answer this, I've followed you for time. I've waited for time. Yeah. Please get this right.
Well, to be fair, at first, I think I was more on Spence's side, but I think it's changing because Terence is so adaptable. It's crazy. Like, and I never even really used to be a big fan of him. I didn't really like Terence's boxing style. Like, I wasn't really like, he's tall and gangly, but he can box on it. It's a bit weird. Like, I didn't really like his style, but as I've watched him and I'm continue to watch him, his main skill, he can adapt. Like, and that's what made Floyd such a great fighter. Like, the ability to be able to adapt in any situation. Like, and I don't know, like, I'm leaning more towards Crawford now. Like, he's just he can just adapt. His adaptability, man. He can whack, he can box, he can punch, he can switch. He's got a lot of elements to his game, man. He's got a lot of different looks. Like that fight will be bloody a very good fight. And I hope it happens, man. But yeah,
man.
And I even thought, to be fair, I even used to think Terence was maybe too small. Yeah, because Spence, when he's out of camp, he's big. He can get up to like over 170, 180. That's like light heavy. So that means he's a big guy. So I used to think, yeah, I don't know about that, man. Maybe it's too small, but boy, you saw the way he handled Sean Porter.
Yeah.
But again, styles make fights. Just because, you know what I mean? I could fight you, knock you out, then I'll go and fight. What's your man's name again? Sorry.
Who?
The other host.
Me, Naeem.
Yeah.
Why would you want to fight me?
No, I'm just saying that as an example. Like I could fight one of you two, knock you out, then you go and fight him, and then you knock him out, but then I fight you and you knock me out. It's weird. Like boxing is all about styles. You can't just he beat him and knocked him out, so he's definitely got. No, it doesn't work like that. So until they both get in the ring, then that's when you'll be able to know what's what. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go for Crawford and that on the Spence. Yeah, and I feel like, and you know why as well? I feel like lives the life better. I don't know if that's 100% true. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like Crawford lived the life. I've seen like Spence drinking, you know, at a club drinking. Yeah, he goes overweight quite a bit. You know, look at what happened. You know, with the accident and stuff. So it's things like that, and they play a big part as well, man. You know, there's only so much talent can get you, but also boxing's a lot about discipline. So, but don't quote me on me, don't shoot me. I don't. I'm just saying it's from what it seems like. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not angry at that answer, even though Spencer's my guy. I like Crawford as well.
Yeah, no, Spencer's mine too, man. I really like Spence. He's one of my favorite boxers at the moment, and I love southpaw. So I wish I was a southpaw myself. Like a lot of my favorite fighters were southpaw. So Spence is definitely up there for me as well. Like Terence isn't one of my favorite fighters, but Spence is. But I just feel Terence might have a bit more to his game, and that's why I think he would win.
You know, once Spence deals with you guys, when I'm calling back, I'm gonna ask again
and see how that's it.
Because one thing I thought about boxing, it's always that depending on when your last fight was and how you performed your last fight, opinions switch very quickly.
Yeah, no, of course. You're only as good as your last fight. That's a very common saying in boxing. You're only as good as your last fight.
And I feel like where Spencer's obviously gone through the eye injury and so forth. And been at the loop a bit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
Crawford just deal with
Crawford's just he's just the ball is rolling with him. He's just like, do you know what I mean? He's on a real good streak right now. So he's on good form, so to speak. So yeah,
boxing is very fickle. I mean, you look at when AJ lost to Ruiz the first time. That he went from being a national hero, the face of boxing, and now you see that people still have negative feelings about him since then. Have you felt that? Obviously, you've never lost, but have you felt or seen that side of boxing where the fans can become very fickle?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm in it, man. So I know, like, definitely, like, that's boxing for you. You could have 10 wins, have one bad performance, and not even lose, and people just start like boxing fans. They're not loyal at all. It's not like football. Do you know what I mean? Like where win, lose or draw. Yeah, the fans might be angry on it, but they stick by you. Boxing, even the pundits, the commentators, like you lose one fight, where does he go from now? And all that kind of talk. It's not good. And that's what makes the sport shit. UFC, one person will lose and then they're fighting another fight and they don't start saying, his career's ended. Look how many times McGregor lost and still comes back gets a big payday and whatnot. Stylebender lost when he moved up, but he's still the shit. Like there was never that, where does he go? And it's not like that in other sports, but in boxing, unfortunately, it is. So
that's very true. I've never really, I know like perceptions change and everything, but I've never really preed that how in other sports like UFC for example, which is the same, as a combat sport in the day.
People just get on with it.
They support them. That's it.
They don't care. The fans don't care about a loss. They just care about the actual entertainment aspect of it. So, man, like look at AJ. He's a young heavyweight. You heard bare people saying, "Oh well, if he loses to Usyk, he should pack it in." How? Like, how can you tell him to pack it in if he loses to Usyk? If he loses to Usyk, that means he's lost to like probably the best guy pound for pound on the planet. Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Like, he's accomplished so much just because he lost to one guy. That means he should pack it in. That's very crazy, man.
Yeah,
very crazy.
Imagine you go to work, have a bad day, you're working off and say, yeah.
And then they say, yeah, you're sacked. Yeah. So it's not, it's weird, like, but I think the more people fight each other in boxing and, mix it up, then I think the more that will go away. Because you look at someone like Chisora, how many times has he lost? But everyone just loves watching him fight, regardless. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's in the double digits of losses now, but he's got that old school feel to him. All right, yeah, he might not win, but win, lose or draw, we're getting entertainment. Now, if everyone had that about them in boxing, I think it'll be a bit different. So I think after Mayweather,
I was waiting for Mayweather to come up.
Yeah, that whole, keeping the O, and that's what messed it up a bit. Whereas instead of just fighting the best, because if you fight the best, someone's gonna lose. If you're the best fight the best, someone's gonna lose. Do you know what I mean? So, but once Mayweather and the O era, no one wanted to lose their O. That kind of messed it up, but yeah, it is what it is.
I just wanted to put forward a fan question that we've got from Twitter. Ahmad Yare 44 asks, how do you drown out the noise that can make you doubt yourself?
I think it's probably just the amount of work I put in, how consistent I am. So that is what gives me that, confidence in myself. So, if I was cheating, cutting corners, then obviously probably that noise will get bigger and bigger. But I guess the training and the work and the effort I put in, that just drowns out the noise, I guess. Yeah.
I rate that still.
So let's get on to some boxing news. So recently, the Fury White press conference happened. And so obviously Fury White's been announced and the press conference happened and White didn't turn up. What is your thoughts on the whole situation of Fury White and Dillian Whyte essentially not turning up and seeming not to promote the fight?
It's a good fight. I really do hope Dillian wins. Very much for the underdog. Everyone loves the underdog actually, and I'm not really too fussed about him not turning up as long as he turns up on a night. If they put on a mad fight and it's like something out of this world, do you think anyone's going to be talking about, he didn't turn up for the press conference? Who the fuck's going to care? No one's going to give a shit. So as long as he's there on the night, like, that's the main thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that. Who do you have winning?
White's not White. Fury's the favorite, but I want Dillian to win, man. I really do want Dillian to win. I think there needs to be a shift in. I'm one of them guys. I don't like it when everything's just going according to plan or someone's always. Do you know what I mean? I like the apple cart to get. Do you know what I mean? Get ruffled do you know what I mean? Put a spanner in the woodworks, and that will just be mad if White won. And obviously he's from the bits. Like obviously I'm South London. He's from South London. I know Dillian as well, so I'm definitely supporting him and hope he can get the win. He's been waiting so long. He deserves it. And he's another person. I remember him when he used to box on small hall shows. This guy used to be like, he's just about to fight and he'll be outside the venue selling tickets. Like, so the way he's come up, it resonates with me because I know he's actually come from the gutter, come from the bottom, and for him to be where he is now, it's nothing but amazing. So I'm rooting for him, want him to win. And plus, Fury was rooting for his dumb little cousin anyway when I was fighting. Now I'm joking, but obviously, yeah, like I want Dillian to win, man. So yeah.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Selling out Wembley in however short time they did it in. I mean, it's gonna be 90,000 packed out. His first world title shot in however long it is. It's been
gonna be a sick fight, man. Sick fight.
Crazy.
I said it's gonna be a big British staple in British boxing. Like this year, you're gonna remember the big fights, and this would probably be one of the biggest fights of the year because of how big it is in the world titles. Speaking about other big fights, Canelo's decided to enter your division. How's that feel?
Yeah, I think he's fought Kovalev before, so
it's
not the first time he's come joined the light heavy ranks. Yeah, that would be a good fight as well. Canelo's another one of my favorite fighters. I like the way that he doesn't duck or dodge anyone. It's very old school fighter as well. It's kind of taking a piss actually. He's just going from one division to the next, and do you know what I mean? But yeah, I like him, and I think that's going to be a good fight still because Bivol is a very good boxer, well schooled, big amateur pedigree, good footwork, good distance, judgment of distance. So yeah, I'd love to see how he deals with Bivol because I rate Bivol as well. So, and to be fair, Bivol's not that big, so it will be a very even matched fight. I've stood right next to Bivol before, and I'm a small light heavyweight, and he's smaller than me. So he's got big forearms, but in size wise, it's quite small. Big forearms and quite big legs, but he's small. So there's not much of a size advantage for him against Canelo.
I'm gonna ask you anyway, but who do you have winning?
Canelo. Yeah, Canelo. This guy's gonna have to, even if he knocked out Canelo, he probably still wouldn't win. Come on, man. He's the golden boy, man. So he's gonna have to do a madness to get the win over Canelo. Honestly,
it's weird though. A lot of the narrative when people were talking about that fight, they were saying, "Oh, Canelo's ducking Charlo, he's ducking Andrade." But I'm thinking Bivol's much harder, tougher test than those guys.
100%. There, but listen, in boxing, if you don't fight this person, if you fight this person, they're gonna say you're ducking that one. If you're fighting that one, they're gonna say you're ducking this one. It's like that. So you, as a boxer, I've realized you can't please everyone. Like, especially the fans. Like, there's always something to complain about. Like, if you look at Canelo's resume, it's mad. Like, come on, man. This guy fights like last year. How many fights did he have? He had
3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Was it 3? And
yeah.
he's the number one pound for pound. He earns the most money in the sport. He can happily fight once a year, but he fights at the highest level 3 times.
Yeah.
And how mad that is. Like, in this day and age.
Whole division in that 1 year as well.
Yeah, man. So like, come on, yeah, man. Like, come on, man. Like, who the fuck are the Charlos? Like, allow it, man. Who's they for? Like, come on.
And it's funny, yeah, because as much as I wanted to see the Charlo fight, I was like, you know what? I can't argue with what he's doing. Like, you can't.
Yeah, nah.
You know, that was an argument. You've just got some personal dislike against him. That's
man. Like, and then after he beats the Charlo, okay, there's gonna be another person. Like, okay, but fight this. Allow it. Nah. So,
I mean, he's crazy. He's an anomaly because this Bivol fight is going to mark in his last 5 fights. Basically, he's 5 fights. He's taken on 4 in his last 4 fights. He would have taken on is it 5 or 4? It's 5.
That's all champions.
It's 5. He took on 4 world champions that are undefeated. That's amazing. I mean, just doing that in itself.
On, man. That's mad. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's why when I'm fighting, there's not like, it's like, yeah, you look at that and you get inspired, like, or you feel like, how dare can I not go and fight this person or that person? Look what this guy's doing. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, each to his own, and you cut your portion according to your size. But it's still, man, he's a good ambassador for the sport, man, and I rate it.
If he stays at light heavyweight, could we see a potential Canelo versus Azeez card?
I would love to, bro. I'd love to. That's going payday. Payday. I'm getting in the ring with one of the be pound for pound best. Like, yeah, of course, man. Definitely, I'd love that, man. That would be sick. But obviously, I highly doubt it. But yeah,
You have like a route mapped out, like because you know that from the way I look at it, everyone kind of maps out whether they're gonna go down which sanctioning body and their route to a world title shot. Do you have that kind of like roadmap in your head and like a timeline for that?
yeah. But I won't say a timeline because, like I said before, my thing is on development. Like, and wherever I end up in it. But at the moment, we're not on that world scene yet, so we're not planning. Okay, we're gonna go down this route or whatnot. I'm ranked in. I think I'm ranked in the WBC, IBF, and WBA anyway. The only one I'm not ranked in is in the WBO. So the more I just keep doing my thing, I'm gonna get higher and higher in these sanctioning bodies anyway. And whichever one I get first, then that it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, obviously management look at, okay, this route is better or whatnot. But as for me, I just work on myself. So yeah, that's what you got your manager and people work for you there for. So yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Obviously you don't know where your career is going to go. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds. But when you've ended your career, what would you like your legacy to have been?
That I've been in great fights, because that's what everyone remembers. There's loads of world champions that people don't bat an eyelid to after they've gone. I'd love, just that I've been in great fights. Great. I wish I had a rival. That would have been so sick, man. But it's weird in the light heavyweight scene, especially domestically. I'm practically mates with everyone. Like Yard, we used to train at Peacocks, Azeez, my good friend. We sparred for so many years from the amateur days. Craig Richards, know him from the amateurs as well. Like, prepared him for his last fight. He helped me prepare for Hosea. Who else is there? But the thing is, this is why this day and age, it's not the same as back in the day. Because even back in the day, like, like Tyson, Lewis, Holyfield, they were all like brethren, but they had epic fights. You see them in pictures and shit like that. But this day and age, oh no, he's in my division. Like, no, he's an off-board. Like, no, everyone acts so weird. Like, do you know what I mean? No, he's in my division. I can't. Back in the time when me and Yard was talking one time, it was like, yeah, if we ever fight, we're gonna do about this. Just joking, but this was years ago. But yeah, not really. Apart from that, but that was years ago. So, but I would like it. I wish it was like that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to have had a rival, like someone I just didn't like, and he didn't like me, and do you know what I mean? It builds for a story. It's good, but I don't really have one to be fair. So yeah.
I get what you're saying, because like on the domestic level, if you look at like AJ, we know his big rival with James DeGale,
even him and Tyson Fury don't really like, they always hassle each other. Like you said, yeah, James DeGale and Groves, they just didn't like each other, but they both went on to be world champions. But yeah, but back to your question, yeah, I'd like to be remembered as someone who was in great fights, someone who didn't duck anyone, had the fights that people wanted to see, was a serious fighter, and yeah, man, just one of the best to come out of the UK for sure as a light heavy.
And hopefully by the end of it, you can look back and you look back at it and you can say that I've done that.
For sure.
When you won, what was it like coming back home? What was the reaction like?
Yeah, no, everyone was elated, happy. Do you know what I mean? Recognized by more people on the street. Just all the normal stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm quite grounded anyway, man. I don't let that get to my head, man. I've watched too many documentaries and stuff and seen, when people let stuff like that get to their head, especially in boxing, and it goes all downhill. So, and to be fair, for me, that's just like, it's a big accomplishment, but it's a stepping stone. I know there's more to come. It doesn't get any easier. As the levels go up and stuff like that. So I'm quite grounded, and all right, yeah. Next now, we've got to take it to the next level and whatnot. But yeah, it was good, man. Everyone was proud of me. My area, everyone just was so happy for me and stuff like that. But this is just the beginning, man. I still got a lot to accomplish. So yeah.
When can we see you next chat? Is there any kind of news now, or
I would have hoped to have been out already by now, to be fair. But yeah, I think they banned boxing in January, and then just things are picking up now. So hopefully, I don't know, man. Maybe next month or something. We'll see. Yeah. So my management team, Connect Force, they're doing a brilliant job on my behalf, and so hopefully, yeah, you'll see me soon.
No worries.
We've got one last question, but we'll save the best for
brother. Yeah.
You're known to have been running workshops at youth clubs and going to secondary schools and getting this message out where you're trying to encourage children, to get involved in boxing and being off the streets. How important is that message to you and to get programs like this going?
Yeah, no, I work in a school. I work in a school as I go work in a school, and I do workshops in the school. I actually first started just doing a workshop, then the school actually hired me and said, oh, you're having such a positive effect on the kids, so yeah, we'd like to hire you, and can you come in so days and whatnot. But yeah, because it's just a lot of people just need that encouragement, especially if people can relate to you. You know what I mean? When I was young, if I had some, not to be rude, but some old man that I can't relate to or doesn't come from my walk of life or whatnot, telling me, listen, you need to stay in school, you need to listen, the importance of discipline and this, that, and the fifth. I'm not going to listen. But if I had somebody that I could relate to, somebody who, in my eyes, I thought, yeah, I got a lot of respect for, and this, that. Not saying that I don't respect those kind of people, but someone I can relate to, it probably would have stuck with me a bit more. So it's important for me to go down there and tell the kids, look, I know what you lot are, where you're coming from, and I understand how you're feeling, what you're thinking, this, that. But trust me, if you don't stop doing this or start doing that, you're only gonna end. It's only gonna end one way. Do you know what I mean? So I think when they hear that from me, it resonates more than when their teachers are telling them. So, because I remember when I was young, when teachers would be telling me stuff, I'm not listening. I'm thinking, oh, whatever. But years down the line, you realize these teachers were telling the truth.
They weren't lying.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they weren't lying. What your mum was telling you, what your dad was telling you, and this, that, and the third. You realize, listen, they were kids before, and so I think it's very important. And in my field as well, there's probably, in boxing wise, there's probably 1,100 AJs on the streets, or that just ain't fulfilled their potential, or that they don't realize they're gifted and whatnot, but they just need a way for it to come out. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even just in boxing, athletics, whatever it is, singing, acting, dancing, music, whatever. But sometimes people, they just need that encouragement. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, man, go and do that. What you like doing this? Go and pursue it, man. If you do this, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of, oh yeah, I like this, but I'm not even gonna whatever in it. It's just something, because kids, they'll be talented at something and just brush it off no, yeah, well, it's just a minor. No, that's your talent. Pursue it. You don't know what you could, where you can go. So that's why I like doing it. I don't really. Yeah, so I just feel it's important that we play our part, man, especially if you're influential. When I used to have before my fight, I used to have a big billboard in my area, so the kids would be like, oh, you're that guy on the billboard and da. So, and I'll just use that to my advantage. Yeah, man, trust me, man, try and talk to them and encourage them and help them. So yeah, that's why I do it. So
proper refreshing to hear. I mean, the fact that you partake in such an active role in the community, and that you're so passionate. We can see that you're so passionate about stuff like this, and we need more role models like yourself out in the world, because I've needed, especially in our area where I live, we've always needed youth clubs and people to come into schools and stuff like that. And so the fact that you're doing that is amazing. So thank you very much for your work, and I hope it keeps going and you keep impacting more lives. So thank you.
No, for sure. No, just playing my part,
So we get, so it's funny, boxing's so funny. You get one side where you get like an Adrian Broner doing all the nonsense, and you get a role model like yourself who wants to be an ambassador. Like, it's such a flip of the coin. And
for sure. And the wicked is someone like Adrian Broner, because kids can probably relate to him so much. They'll probably listen to him more than listening to someone who's more on the straight and narrow. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's
people
crazy.
like him, they don't understand how influential they are, because the kids can actually relate to your stupid, whatever nonsense you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's where you really should just, all right, take advantage of it. Yeah, I'm doing all this nonsense, but at the end of the day, we don't know what Adrian Broner does behind the scenes. But yeah, like, it's those kind of key figures, like, they are more impactful on the youth than, a guy in a suit and,
facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
man, we really appreciate having you on today, man.
Obviously, no problem, man.
We'll be tracking you. We'll be definitely pestering you to get you on as much as we can as well.
Yeah, make sure you buy tickets, come to my fight.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's what helps me pays my bills, man.
100%.
Just make sure when you do that, at least the little shout out to come through.
No, for sure. No, for sure. Thank you for having me on the show, and hopefully we can be talking again about another win that I've had and whatnot.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you in the next episode.